The reason you're having trouble standing firm in the calling that God got on your life is because when he gave you confirmation on it, you thought that that meant that you would be exempt from challenges happening just because it's a God-given assignment. And I wrote down everything God downloaded on my spirit so I won't forget nothing, so I'm going to read it. Just because it's a calling from God does not mean it won't have challenges. Sometimes when you're facing a lot of resistance, not all the time, but sometimes, it's proof that it's the thing that will not only free you, but also free others. And God's room for you to push through while the devil is telling God, I bet they'll give up on the promise you made them because of all of this resistance I'm giving them. But God is room for you, and he wants you to keep your eyes and your faith on him because he knows what the adversary is doing. But he also knows you need this type of resistance for the maintenance of the aftermath from completing the assignment. Because completing the assignment is only half the battle. You also need to have the tools to maintain it, your endurance. I remember when I first started making videos, I would be halfway done, then the phone would get hot, then it would cool down, and then I'd try again. Then it would say my storage full. Then I'd try again and it'll say low battery. And I would say, well, maybe it's not meant for me to make videos. Then God said, who told you because I gave you an assignment, it exempts you from resistance? It actually qualifies you for more resistance. He said when you are doing things you want to be successful in and you reach conflicts, you keep going despite challenges because it's something you really want to happen, even when I didn't tell you to do that thing and it's just your ambition. But when I have a God-given assignment for you and you reach one little conflict, you allow it to make you stop. Not even because you're weak, but because you don't see why I want you to do that yet. And you start leaning on your own understanding, so you feel it's pointless. But the word says, don't get weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. So I just want to encourage somebody that if God already gave you confirmation on that's what he wants you to do, and that's your calling, walk in it boldly. Just because you have conflicts, that don't mean like, oh, I read God wrong, or I read God wrong, I read the signs wrong. That's not what he want me to do. Because in James, I forgot what verse, but it says, when you ask for wisdom, God will give you wisdom. But the one thing you don't want to do when he give you this wisdom is start being double-minded and not have faith, because he can't bless double-minded. So you got to stand firm on that's what God called you to do. Just because you having challenges don't mean that that's not what God wants you to do, because he's not a God that he should lie and he don't change his mind. He didn't change his mind on his calling for your life. It's just the fact that we think that when it's a God-given assignment, we're exempt. But God told me to tell you that the only time you really should be worried is when everything is going right and you don't see no conflict at all. Because if you don't see no conflict at all, that means you might be playing for the devil's team, because he don't got to touch you because you already on his team and you far away from God. So I hope that helps somebody. And I think we got one more video for today. I don't know. We're going to see.